So, the plot thickens, the stakes rise, or to put it another way, the way things are now is not the way they were once, and not the way they soon will be. This is a choice which as a culture we face. Are we to go into the divine imagination and create starships the size of Manitoba that will ply between here and Andromeda and exist in a world of our complete syntactical self-expression? Or is man's place humbler than that? Is that grandiose, steeped with megalomania, touched with the kind of political taint that's had us raping and pillaging ever since we got out of those miserable icebound villages in Jutland or wherever it was? Is it that? Is this our home, to be cherished and nurtured, an incredible pearl flung out in a universe of ashes and darkness? Or is this a hell world, a tiny confining prison at the edge of a dying universe from which it is our destiny to break free and recover our higher and hidden nature from which we have become separated? I think, in a way, what we're doing is we're erasing the boundaries between technology and nature. And I'm not sure whether we can maintain our hold on the human form, or whether we will even want to. What we are about to run into is something much more peculiar. Let's call it a mirror traveling backward at the speed of light through time. Let's call it, last week's laundry list. Whatever you call it, the point is, it's going to blow your mind. The key to doing this is to push the edges. We shouldn't huddle together in cities. We should break out, go to the edge. As individuals, we have been too willing to be taught and led, when what is really out there to blow your mind is not some regurgitation of previously achieved conclusions, but experience. The world is far weirder than the maddest among us suppose. It seems to me that the signs are all around us. This is a phenomenon of the final moments of the cosmic drama. And I think it's tremendously exciting. I think this is what nature set about 700 million years ago on this planet. That it's not about chipmunk after chipmunk after chipmunk for eon after eon after eon. I mean, a little of that goes a long ways. I'm sure you'll agree with me. We are making it very difficult for ourselves to continue with business as usual by replicating like fleas, by cutting down the forests, by instilling in every tiny beating heart of us the desire for a Mercedes, a triple-car garage, and a house in Saint-Tropez. We are making ordinary history impossible. There hasn't been an experiment of this grandiosity since amphibians began intoxicating themselves on brief gulps of air. At the end of the 20th century, with all the contradictions of Western civilization seething in our laps, it now turns out that there is a kind of redemption that hovers in an intermediate space between secular and religious. It isn't the return of the goddess. It isn't divine retribution. It's the laws of physics seem to be about to rescue us from ourselves. That History is an anticipation. History is the last call that the train is leaving the station. The soul is actually an entity in history seeking to be born, and that the enterprise of history is the creation of the collectivity as an eternal, indestructible, transdimensional object